Have you ever felt that deep, inexplicable sense of being different? That subtle but persistent feeling that you see the world through a lens that others don't quite share? You're not alone in feeling alone. There's a certain kind of loneliness that walks hand in hand with those who carry a different frequency within them. It's not the everyday solitude that comes and goes. It's deeper, more persistent, almost like an old friend who never quite leaves your side. But here's what most don't realize. This feeling isn't a burden to be shed, but a gift waiting to be understood. Think of yourself as a radio tower, broadcasting on a unique frequency. The very thing that makes you feel separate, that distinctive way you perceive and process the world, is actually your greatest strength. It's not about being better or worse than others. It's about being tuned to a different channel, picking up signals that others might miss. When you feel that ache of being different, of not quite fitting in, remember, catalysts never do. They're meant to stand slightly apart, to see what others don't, to feel what others might miss. Your loneliness isn't a flaw in your design, it's a fundamental part of your purpose. Let's explore what it truly means to vibrate at a different frequency. Imagine for a moment that the world is an intricate symphony, with each person playing their unique part. Most people naturally fall into the main melody, the familiar rhythms of daily life, the comfortable patterns we all know. But some of us hear a different song altogether. As a catalyst, you might find yourself deeply moved by things that others barely notice. Perhaps you tear up at the sight of a stranger's kindness, or feel overwhelmed by the beauty of a sunset. Maybe you lie awake at night, your mind racing with visions of how things could be different, better, more harmonious. This isn't oversensitivity. It's your gift of deeper perception. Think of it like this. While others might see a forest, you see each individual tree, feel the ecosystem's pulse, sense the delicate balance of life beneath the surface. This heightened awareness can feel overwhelming at times, like trying to process 1,000 radio stations at once. You might find yourself absorbing the emotions of others, feeling the weight of the world's pain, or struggling to participate in what others consider normal social interactions. But here's the profound truth. This sensitivity is your superpower. Just as a tuning fork resonates at a specific frequency, you're calibrated to pick up on the subtleties that others might miss. This makes you uniquely qualified to be a bridge between what is and what could be, between different ways of seeing and being in the world. The challenge isn't to dim your frequency to match others, but to learn how to harness and channel this gift effectively. Like any powerful tool, it requires understanding, practice, and most importantly, acceptance. Your different way of being in the world isn't a mistake. It's precisely what makes you an essential catalyst for change. Remember, the very qualities that make you feel most apart from others are often the ones that make you most valuable to the world's evolution. Let's talk about the profound gift hidden within those moments when you feel most alone. Society often tells us that solitude is something to fear, to avoid, to fill with noise and distraction. But for catalysts, these periods of isolation are sacred laboratories where the most important work happens. Think back to those quiet moments when it felt like the whole world was asleep and you were the only one awake. Those nights when your thoughts seemed to echo off the walls, when the silence was so complete you could hear your own heartbeat. These aren't empty spaces, they're crucibles of transformation. In these moments of solitude, something magical begins to happen. Like a caterpillar in its chrysalis, you begin to dissolve and reconstruct yourself. Old beliefs that no longer serve you start to fall away. The voices of others, their expectations, their judgments, their limitations begin to fade, and your own inner voice grows stronger, clearer, more certain. I'm reminded of Sarah, a woman who found herself completely alone after moving to a new city. Initially, the silence of her empty apartment felt deafening, but gradually she began to use this solitude as a canvas for self-discovery. She started journaling, took long walks in nature, sat with her thoughts instead of running from them. What began as loneliness transformed into a profound journey of self-awareness. She emerged from this period not just knowing herself better, but with an unshakable inner strength she never knew she possessed. This is the alchemy of solitude. It transforms the lead of loneliness into the gold of self-knowledge. In these quiet spaces, you begin to understand that being alone doesn't mean being lonely. It means having the space to hear your own wisdom, to feel your own feelings, to dream your own dreams without interference. Your solitude is not a punishment, it's preparation. Every moment spent in this sacred space is strengthening you for the unique role you're meant to play in the world. Let's dive into one of the most challenging aspects of being a catalyst, navigating the intensity of your own inner world while trying to connect authentically with others. Imagine carrying an ocean of feeling inside you while others seem to wade in puddles. This isn't arrogance, it's simply your natural state of being. Studies show that approximately 70% of people report feeling like they don't truly belong at some point in their lives. But for catalysts, this feeling isn't occasional, it's a constant companion. You might find yourself in a room full of people, having conversations that feel surface level while your mind explores depths others seem unaware of. You notice patterns others miss, feel energies others can't perceive, and sometimes this awareness can feel like both a blessing and a curse. Think about those moments when you've shared your passion about something important, only to watch others' eyes glaze over. Or times when you've had to dim your light because your intensity made others uncomfortable. A recent study found that 67% of highly sensitive people regularly suppress their natural way of being to fit in. This self-censorship creates a painful paradox. The very traits that make you valuable to the world are the ones you feel pressured to hide. But here's where we transition from challenge to transformation. The path forward isn't about becoming less of who you are. It's about fully embracing your unique frequency. Consider the story of Maya, a young artist who spent years trying to create normal art that would sell easily. She felt constantly frustrated and disconnected from her work, until a period of intense solitude forced her to confront her authentic, creative voice. When she finally embraced her unusual perspective, creating deeply symbolic pieces that reflected her unique vision, something remarkable happened. The very qualities that had made her feel like an outsider became her greatest strength. Her art began touching people in profound ways, creating connections deeper than she'd ever experienced when trying to fit in. This is the power of acceptance, not just accepting yourself, but embracing your role as a catalyst. Your sensitivity isn't a weakness to overcome, it's a tool for transformation. Your ability to feel deeply allows you to understand others' pain and inspire hope. Your unique perspective enables you to see solutions others might miss. Your intensity, when properly channeled, can ignite change and inspire others to embrace their own authentic nature. Think of yourself as a lighthouse. Your brightness might be too intense for some, but that's precisely what makes you capable of guiding others through dark waters. The key is learning to stand firmly in your power while developing the wisdom to share your light in ways others can receive. This doesn't mean dimming yourself. It means understanding how to focus and direct your energy effectively. Remember, the world doesn't need more people hiding their gifts. It needs catalysts who are willing to stand in their truth, to shine their light, to show others what's possible when you embrace your authentic nature. Your journey of acceptance isn't just about personal healing. It's about creating permission for others to step into their own unique frequency. Your difference isn't a deviation from the norm. It's an evolution beyond it. By fully embracing who you are, you create a bridge for others to cross, showing them that it's not just okay to be different. It's essential for the growth and healing of our world. Let's explore the delicate balance between honoring your uniqueness and finding your spiritual family, those precious souls who resonate at your frequency. While the path of a catalyst can feel solitary, it's not meant to be walked alone forever. Think of it like this. Just as certain musical notes naturally harmonize together, there are people whose energy naturally aligns with yours. The key is learning to recognize these kindred spirits. They often appear in unexpected places, perhaps in an online forum discussing consciousness, at a local meditation group, or even in line at your favorite coffee shop. The connection is unmistakable when it happens. It's like finding someone who speaks your native language in a foreign country. There's an immediate understanding, a sense of being seen and heard without having to explain yourself. But here's the crucial part. Finding your tribe requires you to be visible in your authenticity. It's about having the courage to show up as yourself, to speak your truth, to share your unique perspective. Consider starting a blog, joining consciousness-focused groups, or creating spaces where deep conversations can flourish. Remember, while not everyone will understand you, those who do will be drawn to your light like moths to a flame. Now, let's shift our focus to the profound impact you can have as a catalyst. Imagine dropping a stone into a still pond. The ripples extend far beyond the initial point of contact. This is how catalysts create change. Your actions, your words, your very presence can initiate waves of transformation that reach far beyond what you can see. Take Maria, for example. She started by simply sharing her journey of environmental consciousness on social media. At first, it felt like shouting into the void, but gradually, people began responding to her authentic voice. Her posts inspired others to make small changes in their lives. Those people influenced their families and friends. A year later, she had inadvertently created a community of thousands of people making conscious choices for the planet. This is the power of being a catalyst. You don't need to change the entire world single-handedly. You simply need to be authentic in your own transformation. Your journey becomes a permission slip for others to embrace their own evolution. When you speak your truth, it awakens something in others. When you follow your intuition, it encourages others to trust their inner guidance. The impact of a catalyst isn't always immediate or obvious. Sometimes you're planting seeds that will bloom long after you've moved on. You might never know how your words touched someone's heart, how your courage inspired someone to make a change, how your presence helped someone feel less alone. But make no mistake, your frequency is affecting the collective consciousness in profound ways. Your role as a catalyst isn't just about personal growth, it's about being part of humanity's greater evolution. Every time you choose authenticity over conformity, every time you share your unique perspective, every time you stand in your truth, you're contributing to the elevation of human consciousness. You're not just changing yourself, you're changing the world, one ripple at a time. Remember, the very qualities that once made you feel isolated are the same ones that make you a powerful agent of transformation. Your sensitivity, your depth, your unique way of seeing the world, these aren't burdens to bear, they're gifts to share. The time has come to fully step into your power as a catalyst. Your loneliness isn't a barrier, it's been preparing you for this moment. That unique frequency you've sometimes wished you could change? It's precisely what the world needs right now. Start that project you've been dreaming about. Share your story, your insights, your truth. Someone out there needs to hear exactly what you have to say. Remember, every great transformation in history started with one person daring to be different. Your sensitivity is your strength. Your unique perspective is your gift to the world. You're not just changing yourself, you're part of a global awakening. The world is waiting for your light. Step forward. Be bold. Be you. The time for catalysts is now.